What's going on, all you wild flag smashers? It's your favorite superheroes back here. Logan Myers, my good mate over there.
I'm Henry Hill. What's going on, everybody?
We're the Cinephellas, and we're going to be back talking about the newest entry in the Disney Plus and MCU franchise. I'm talking about Falcon Winter Soldier. We're back talking about the final two episodes, episode 5 and episode 6, the finale. And to get it kicked off here, we're going to talk about episode 5, titled Truth.
Find out the truth of what's going to happen and how this whole series is going to wrap up. Good final two episodes. I really enjoyed both of these. They had a lot to wrap up really for the whole series, with only six episodes in the whole thing. There was a lot of things hanging after that fourth episode. We didn't know whether Sam was going to end up picking up the shield or what was going to happen there. But in these final two, we find out everything.
So with the last episode with John Walker, him basically killing somebody with his shield, getting caught on video, people had their phones out, tragedy kind of thing, and then Bucky and Sam are basically on the lookout trying to find John Walker, and they go into this episode with a huge fight. They're trying to get the shield away from John Walker. And it sets up a lot of really badass action scenes with the 3-fight in.
Really cool 3-way fight. Bam. You don't know who's going to win. We have, John Walker trying to duke it out with both of them. It's kind of unfair for him. He's getting his ass whooped. It doesn't end well. Eventually, Carly Morgenthau gets involved as well. So that sort of evens the stakes there. But it was a pretty cool scene. I love the action scene between the three of them. We had Falcon with his wings back on, which was cool because for the most part, he didn't have them on for the last couple episodes. And this one, he puts them back on. So he sort of, he can fight again. He has some of his powers back, so to say.
With everything happening with John Walker, the new Captain America, he basically gets demoted, saying, hey, you're not Captain America anymore. And he's, of course, all pissed off, asking the question, who's going to be the new Captain America? But in this episode, it's really great scene, with John Walker going across or, talking to the people and them saying, hey, you're not Captain America anymore. So he goes off into the hallway and introduces a character.
Allegra de Fontaine.
Oh,
sounds very Italian.
Yeah, very Italian. She's played by
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. So pretty much perfect casting there. Another Italian actress coming in. A big get for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, of course. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She's super good actress, of course, from Veep and Seinfeld, of course, and all that. She's won multiple Emmys. So she brings her comedic chops and her gravitas to the role. And we get our first introduction into her character, which we don't know a lot about, but from the comics, we know that she has a lot of dealings with S.H.I.E.L.D.
The panel of the old government's kind of dressing Walker down for his actions of killing somebody and getting caught on, footage and video. And it really shows you how cold the government can be. Even though that you serve the country, they're very emotionless and they don't fucking care about you. Even though he had the right intentions, but he just snapped out and ended up killing somebody and got caught doing it. So it was a really great scene leading into the introduction to the character you're talking about.
It makes you sympathize with him because he's sacrificed so much fighting for the country. And, he had, like you said, he had the best of intentions moving forward, but it just didn't work with the public and everything. And with obviously what happened when he, got all this power being Captain America, and then his friend gets killed and he snaps and then takes it out on, one of these one of the flag smashers there and kills him in public. So obviously it doesn't end well for John Walker, and he's sort of feeling shame, and he's, shamed, and he's not going to be Captain America anymore. And he's pissed and he's furious and he's like, you can't take this away from me. I am Captain America. So he's not going to go lightly. He's not going to give up. He's not just going to go and retire and live somewhere with his wife happily. No, he's not done. He still thinks he can do more, and he doesn't need the government's backing to do it.
And another great sequence in this episode that I really enjoyed was the scene on the boat between Bucky and Sam, working on it and getting the business back together, showing that like true friendship that's growing between the two. and I thought it was really fantastic in the episode.
I liked how they were working together, and after they were done, you know, they were painting the boat, getting it all ready for Sam's sister, and they shared a couple brewskis on it. It had a nice, like, I don't know, kind of a sitcom feel with the two of them actually becoming friends. You know, they've been at odds throughout the series. They haven't always seen eye to eye, but they're finally coming together, especially in these last few episodes. And in this episode in particular, they're starting to really bond, and you're seeing the beginning of a kind of a new side to their relationship where they're going to work more closely together. They've been through a ton of things in the past couple months with what's been going on, and moving forward, they're going to be a stronger team. And so that's exciting. And we see that, you know, with this episode and moving into the final episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You can see a lot going on in this episode of them, you know, capturing John Walker, you know, removing the shield, Captain America's shield, setting up a new Captain America, even though the world isn't really aware of this, but setting that up, and also creating this really great bond between Bucky and Sam, and especially the scene on the boat with, it was like a Heineken commercial.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, are you parched? We had a long day.
Great product placement by Heineken.
Yeah, really hard working day on the boat, isn't it?
Both of them looked impeccable. There was no sweat on them, no dirt. They still had freshly pressed clothes.
Yeah, it was another well done episode in this series. Episode 5, Truth. I had a great time with it. The episodes, you know, keep getting better and better each episode as they go on, leading up until the finale. I love the character development and the relationship between Bucky and Sam. What they do to John Walker, removing the shield, setting up a new Captain America, introducing another character, a tongue twister of a name, and then maybe hoping to see her in the finale. So really great across the board. I like this episode a lot. Had a lot of good feelings with it. Really great characters, and I had a great time with it. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 hair pieces.
This was a great episode. It had a lot to cover, seeing the fallout from what happened with John Walker, where he killed one of the Flag Smashers in public. Everybody got it on film. The shield was bloody. It was one of the darkest moments in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far. Obviously, this being a TV show, but it was so close. It's tied into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, of course. So it's going to have repercussions moving forward. We see him get demoted. We see him, Captain America's taken away from him. We get introduced to Madame Hydra, is what I was going for earlier, and Contessa Allegra de Fontaine, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, a new character moving forward. We don't know much about her. She's going to somehow represent John Walker moving forward. We'll see her once more in the finale. Another aspect I really liked about this episode was, Sam's inner struggle, whether to take up the mantle of Captain America moving forward. He goes back and he also has another conversation with Isaiah. And, Isaiah had basically told him, you don't owe this country anything. They took so much from us. The public isn't going to accept a Black Captain America. So he was very against it. But Sam, thought long and hard about it. And, he isn't going to give up. He knows he can still change minds. He can still do good. And he's determined to be the Captain America that John Walker couldn't, and to carry on Steve Rogers' legacy. So with that said, episode 5 was a really solid episode. It had a lot to wrap up. We also saw Zemo, what happens with the fallout with Zemo. He's going to go be taken by the Wakandans and held there. He was held at gunpoint there by Bucky. And for a second, we thought maybe that was going to be the end of Zemo, but no, Bucky let him live. And he's going to be taken to a special place by the Wakandans. And also Bucky called in another little favor from the Wakandans. And that's what we saw at the end of the episode, where Sam opens up a little briefcase. And obviously what we see, or we don't see, but what is in there is, it's going to turn out to be the Captain America suit. So we also see some cool training stuff there, with Sam throwing the shield around. I think that was episode 5 too, right?
Yeah, it was at the end. It was at the end.
Yeah, at the end.
Training.
So we saw some really cool training. Yeah, him and Bucky were throwing the shield around, bouncing it from tree to tree, trying to get used to the feel of it. And by the end, Sam had a pretty good feel for it. He was catching it and handling it pretty nicely. So overall, really enjoyed this episode. I am going to give this episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5, titled Truth, a 4 out of 5 Allegra de Fontaine hair pieces.
With that being said, we're leading into the final episode of the series, Falcon Winter Soldier, episode 6, titled One World, One People. And it's a banger of an episode, I'll tell you that, folks. So it starts off with a bang. We got the new Captain America, old Sam.
New Captain America.
Yeah,
Sam finally takes up the shield and gets a new outfit and everything. Looks awesome.
Outfit upgrade. He looks totally badass. He's all flying around and shit with the new Captain America. Really kicking some ass and taking some names.
He's got his wings still, but he has the red, white, and blue stripes on. It's an all-new suit. He's got a cool little visor, which he can see a lot of heads-up display in. He can see heat signatures. It's a total upgrade. It has the best of both worlds, obviously, with his wings and the visor. And he also gets to have the badass shield. And he is the new Captain America. So it was a really cool introduction. And I like when he first comes on scene and you first see him, it's a really cool introduction to him. And some great action sequences there to introduce the new Captain America.
This is probably the best in terms of action, with him, showing up as Captain America, taking out all the bad guys. There's that one UFC fighter. Oops, I didn't hit my mic. The UFC fighter.
Georges St-Pierre.
Yeah, really badass scenes. He was like,
yeah, he gives it. He definitely gives it some realism, as he knows how to fight. You can tell his kicks and everything are actually real. He trains obviously, so it definitely gives the fights realism and it feels real. And yeah, it's some cool action scenes there with him and Sam fighting.
Yeah, and basically throughout the episode is really Sam trying to prove to everybody, and even to himself, that he's the new Captain America. He's not the Captain Falcon or whatever they want to call him, Black Falcon. He is taking over the role, even though what Isaiah told him about everything he went through, being imprisoned, and he can't be a Black Captain America. And Sam's like, no, I got to do this for me and help everybody out. So this episode is really all about him taking on this new role. Bucky is kind of more the backseat of this episode, which kind of sucks because it's a finale. I wanted more with him, but this is focused on Sam Wilson.
Yeah, this is the Sam show. We do get Bucky there with some cool scenes. I like this. I like where he was on the motorcycle. That was a pretty cool look. Bucky on the motorcycle going down the street. Yeah, but he's playing second fiddle. Obviously, this is introduction to the new Captain America, so no surprise there. And we get the whole sequence with the Flag Smashers. This is their final chance to get their movement going forward with Carly Morgenthau. They go to this big meeting that they're having with the GRC, and they're gonna they're either gonna take hostages or they're gonna have to kill some people to get their movement moving forward. And so everybody remembers they might have to sacrifice themselves, but they're going to do whatever they need to do in this. So it sets up the big finale where Captain America is going to have to come and Bucky's going to have to come help him stop this big nefarious plan here and save all these innocent politicians and people from obviously getting killed.
Yeah, and then it really sets up probably the best scene of the entire episode, in my opinion, is after everything goes down and it's you got Sam or Captain America talking to the governor and telling them, it was like a big inspirational scene where he's like talking to the governor about things he needs to change and he needs to fix. And, it was just really great. And you can see that it was Anthony Mackie's probably best performance in the series was just in this one scene alone, and saying that he's the new Captain America and things that needed to change, even including the government.
He played it really well. He has the weight of what Isaiah told him. And, obviously the years of oppression and everything that's happened, it's always been a weight. Captain America, it was his buddy Steve. And obviously everything that happened after the Thanos snap, all the people lost. There's just the weight of the world on his shoulders. And he's going to be the one to carry it forward. He knows that things have to change. And yeah, he gives this great speech to the politician of why he picked up the mantle and why, what they were going to do was wrong. And even though the Flag Smashers were going to do some evil stuff, not all of their message was wrong. You can't just try to solve things with a little, sign of the pen here and there. It's going to take a joint effort by everybody around the world to help everybody out. We don't want all these people just to be forgotten. So yeah, it's a great pitch and a great scene with Anthony Mackie. This whole series He's been really impressing me. It's obviously most of his work. We haven't really seen too much of him in the movies. He's just a side character. So this was his story, him and Bucky's, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a great show, and I can't wait to see what we have with to look forward to. Obviously, with Captain America 4 being
Yes.
announced shortly after this aired. So we're going to see him in his own movie, and Bucky will be back too, I'm sure.
Hell yeah, I'm so excited for this. Sam taking over, you know, Captain America and being in the next movie. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be awesome. Fell in love with this series. I went in with kind of low expectations because I'm not a huge fan of either character. You know, Captain America: Winter Soldier was a badass movie. You know, Falcon's cool, but I was never invested. But just like WandaVision, you know, I became invested in these characters in this TV series. Each episode got better and better, including the finale, and setting it up in the next phase of the MCU and seeing a Captain America 4. And it's just going to be really awesome. I'm excited for the future in Marvel.
Me too, definitely. There's a lot to look forward to. We had 6 hours to get to know these characters, and that makes a big difference. You know, seeing them pop up in a couple movies here and there for a few scenes is cool, but we don't really know too much about them. Now you feel like you know them more, and that's what these Disney Plus shows are going to do. We're going to get to learn more about these characters, become more invested, and obviously we're going to be turning out to the movie theaters once these big movies come out, you know, that are on the backs of these shows. Of course, we're going to see Scarlet Witch pop up and Doctor Strange, so everybody's already looking forward to that. And with this, whenever the Captain America movie happens, probably in a couple of years' time, we're going to be ready because we saw 6 hours of Sam and Bucky, and we found out how he inherited the shield and kind of what the story is moving forward. And also in this, we got a nice post-credit scene. Actually, yes. I think, yeah, was it 1 or 2? We saw obviously John Walker's story is going to continue, but we also saw Sharon Carter at the
Sharon
end.
Carter's, which is really fantastic. And we should talk about her on that. She was really great, and she's kind of two-faced, and she's not a good person as we thought she was, without giving away, and really having to do with the spoiler or the after credit scene with her showing up. Seeing what she's up to, but she was really great in this series. The past few episodes, especially seeing her character return, thinking she's a good person, but in reality she's not. And then also getting to see some closure with Isaiah Bradley's character at the very end of this episode at the museum, having his own statue, and it was really, you know, heartfelt, you know, and I felt a little teardrop. I'm like, oh my God, Isaiah, he got what he deserved, being, you know, kind of in prison for so long and having tests done on him and things like that. I felt bad for the guy. So I thought he had some really great closure in this episode.
That was a really nice touch, with them introducing his statue there at the Smithsonian, I guess is what it was. And a nice little plaque for him of the sacrifices he made. And obviously without Isaiah, you wouldn't have Sam becoming the next Captain America. So that plays heavily in the episode, and it's an emotional scene. And I was happy to see Isaiah get some closure there and get recognition for what his character did to move the story forward, and how Sam has the shield now. So it's all thanks to Isaiah.
And then John Walker, I think he was a true highlight of this series. I liked his character. You know, you really learn to hate the guy, but that's the whole point of his character. And he was the true highlight of the series. I thought Wyatt Russell did an excellent job playing this character. At first you kind of like him, then you just really hate him super quick after that. And kind of seeing where his character goes at the very end, he was definitely the standout for me.
It was a really great arc with his character, how we were introduced to him at the end of episode 1. It was kind of shocking, like, oh my God, who's this guy? We weren't quite sure what to think. We saw him in the Captain America suit at the very end of the first episode. And then obviously into the second episode, where we got more into his backstory, which was cool. We found out that he's not like a bad guy or anything. He actually sacrificed for the country and deserves some respect too. And then you just sort of see it spiral out of control from there as he gets more power, and as he isn't accepted by the public and by Sam and Bucky, obviously. It was a great performance by Wyatt Russell. Yeah, he really did a great job. I know he's getting some hate in real life for his performance, but that's what it is. He did such a great job in the acting role that people are pissed at him. I guess it comes with it, but people are stupid. Don't be hating on Wyatt Russell for doing a great job getting you to hate him. I mean, that's what he was there to do. And he did a good job. And even how his character ended there, as brutal as it was with him killing somebody in the street, it wasn't, I mean, you could see, I mean, it wasn't just he killed somebody to kill somebody. His friend died there, you know? So
Yeah.
he snapped out, and we're going to see his character moving forward. He's not done. We find out at the end of the last episode that we're going to see more of him probably in the next Captain America movie coming forward. So he's still a player, and we're going to see more of Julia Louis-Dreyfus's new character. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to see when Captain America is back on the big screen. Sebastian Stan was great too. I really came to like his character, being separate from the Winter Soldier. Obviously, he was awesome as the Winter Soldier, just like a brutal killing machine. But now knowing like his human side, seeing him as Bucky, and obviously still having the badass arm, which he can do a lot of stuff with, and he's always there to have Sam's back. He's a good mate for Sam. So I look forward to these two working together. And I also look forward to old Baron Zemo. I look forward to him coming back, and hopefully in another dance scene, because that. Yeah. So had a really great time. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Overall, I'll give it a solid 4 out of 5. Maybe even higher, maybe 4.5 out of 5. It was good. I don't have many complaints about it overall.
I think the last episode, One World, One People, I'd give it a 5 out of 5 because I thought it was really great send off for these characters leading into the next film, Captain America 4, introducing a lot of great characters. And the series overall, I had a great time with it. Like I said, each episode got better and better. I would go with a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Not a perfect, that wouldn't be a 5, but 4.5 out of 5 for me, for sure. Hair pieces.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was cool. Great. Another great Disney Plus Marvel show. And next we have Loki to look forward to.
In 2 months, we'll be back for the new Loki series, talking about that every few weeks. And we're also talking about Mighty Ducks on Disney Plus. Has been a pretty good series. We're going to talk about the last 2 episodes that just aired coming up soon.
I look forward to it, mate. And pretty soon we're going to be meeting with some of the old Ducks. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, very soon. I think the next episode, actually, episode 6. I think.
Yeah, I looked at the sneak peek after the end of the last one, and they show up in 6.
Oh, nice. Can't wait for that. Also coming up, we got Mortal Kombat review between me and Uncle Henry. Get over here.
Get over here.
Got that and plenty more reviews coming, more podcasts for your viewing pleasure.
And Uncle Kevin has given his Oscar predictions. The Oscars obviously will have aired by the time this comes out, but it is going on right now. So we're going to find out who the winners are of the Oscar season. It was obviously a crazy year with the box office for the most part being closed. There were some good films. Obviously, a lot of them came out to the streaming services. We have our favorites. You have your favorites. Let's see how things shake out, and we'll be talking about them on the next podcast. So stay tuned.
Well, this is your 2 favorite superheroes. Logan Myers is my good mate over there.
Baron Zemo.
Signing out from Cinephellas. Until next time.
Cheers.